Hi there, I'm Ben Morton, and welcome to the Leaders Kitbag, the podcast that delivers practical leadership insights in less than 10 minutes. Each episode tackles a real challenge faced by leaders and managers with simple ideas and tools you can take away and apply immediately. And because leadership doesn't happen sitting behind a desk, many of these episodes are recorded outside whilst I'm walking and thinking. They're informal, unscripted, and straight to the point. So, wherever you are, let's get started and sharpen your leadership skills one episode at a time. Leadership can sometimes feel like spinning plates or juggling balls in the air. There's always something that needs your attention, and you're constantly shifting focus, trying to keep everything moving. But here's the truth. No one can keep everything in motion indefinitely. Eventually, something will drop. The reality is, we can't actually manage time. Time passes regardless of what we do. So instead of trying to manage the unmanageable, perhaps a better question is this: how well are you managing your energy and focus? Now, one of the key tools I use in my work, coaching and mentoring leaders, is a tool called Strengthscope. Now, one of the core ideas with Strengthscope, or a strengths-based approach to development, is that strengths aren't just the things that we're good at. They're also the things that energize us. These could be things like strategic thinking, relationship building, or even detail orientation. But alongside our areas of strength, we also have areas of non-strength. And similar to our strengths, our non-strengths are things that we can potentially do, we just don't find them energizing. In fact, it's more likely that we find those sorts of tasks draining. And here's what tends to happen. We put off those draining tasks. We delay them, we avoid them, or we leave them until much later in the day. And this creates what I think of as a double drain effect. You see, what happens is we put off a task that we already find draining or one that depletes our energy to a point in the day or week when we're already tired. And that's when performance starts to drop. That's when mistakes creep in. And that's when everything just starts to feel harder and more difficult than it perhaps should. So if you want to lead and perform at your very best, there are two things to think about. And the first is this: when are your natural energy peaks and troughs across the day and across the week? When do you tend to feel at your best? And when do you feel more drained or fatigued? The second question is, what energizes you and what drains you? What parts of your current role truly play to your strengths? And on the flip side, what parts of your current role take more out of you? And once you're clear on those two things, you can start to plan your days and use your time much more effectively. You can align your most important pieces of work and your most critical conversations around the times when you know you have the most energy. And those tasks and activities that you are inevitably going to find more draining, well, again, you can pick the best possible time to do them so you can come at them with your most energy. So it's not about desperately trying to keep everything in the air. It's more about being really intentional and deliberate about where we put our energy and focus. That's it for today's episode of the Leaders Kitbag. As always, I hope it's been useful. And until next time, remember, look after yourself and those you've got the privilege and responsibility to lead. Lead on.
Before you head off, if you enjoy the ideas we explore together here on the Leaders Kitbag and you'd like to go a little deeper, then I've created a new leadership program designed specifically for busy leaders and managers. It focuses on the practical side of leadership, the mindset, skills, and tools that help you support your people, make better decisions, and get the results you're accountable for. The program is delivered live and online over several half-day sessions, making it practical and perfect to fit in around the day job. If that sounds useful, you can find out more details via the link in the show notes. That's it for now. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next program very soon. And until then, look after yourself and those you've got the privilege and responsibility to lead.